Hey, what's up you guys? This is Rob from The Gay Guy Plays, and today on The Quick Draw we're having a smashing good time with the newly upgraded jet-powered Jat Kittag. Now, I'm gonna be completely honest with you, I have never been a fan of any of the hammers, and even after using the Jat Kittag, I'm still not completely convinced. However, when it comes down to particle effects, the Jat Kittag cannot be beat. Now, I'm not sure if the Grineer intended to make the system's #1 sparkle hammer, but let's take a look at exactly how this beautiful brutalizer stands up after Heavy Melee 2.0. So you can pick up the Jat Kittag's blueprints for 15,000 credits in your dojo's chem lab, after you've completed research on the detonite injector. Just be aware that it will cost you a forma and requires Mastery Rank 5 to craft. But if you're in a rush, you can always pick it up in the market pre-built along with a catalyst and a weapon slot for 150 plat. Now the Jat Kittag's primary base damage is impact with a little dash of puncture and a soft sprinkling of slashing. This makes it great for cracking through corpus shielding, but unfortunately not much else. I'd highly recommend using the appropriate elemental combos on this one due to its base damage limitations, especially when it comes to the Grineer. Now the Jat Kittag currently has the highest base melee damage in game, tied with the Sindo Prime. In the recent buff, its critical chance and critical multiplier both got a bit of a boost, but at a base 15% crit chance is just slightly out of crit build range. It's also got a fairly substantial status chance, which might matter to someone who is not me. Now, while it has a proclaimed attack speed of 1 second, its animation in both combos definitely feel much slower. However, both of its movesets do have very wide arcs to their swings, allowing you to easily strike multiple targets. And speaking of multiple targets, the Jat Kittag's jump attack does seem to have a very large area of effect. And it's had its ragdoll capabilities boosted in the recent buff. Not like I really felt like it needed it, but it does put on a good show. So basically, it's a pretty damn good weapon aside from the fact that it's a bit on the slow side. However, managing enemies isn't too difficult once you've mastered the timing on slide and jump attacks, as both have knockdown and ragdoll properties providing you with a good amount of enemy control. But fuck all that, because here's the shit that actually makes this weapon interesting. So, can we talk? Now, usually this is a section where I go pretty hard on the dick puns, or some other form of genitalia. But today we're going a little softer, or more flaccid, depending on how you want to look at it. So one of my favorite things about the Jat Kittag is its innate juxtaposition with itself. The fact is, it's a big fucking hammer that's made to crush bone and demolish robotics. It does more damage than any of the other hammers in game, yet on the other end of the spectrum, it's the only hammer that shoots out sparkly bits and cartoonishly launches enemies into the air. It's severe and weathered, yet it doesn't take itself too seriously, which is kind of what I like to think this channel's about. It's kind of like dick helicoptering. Penises are awesome, and spinning them at breakneck speeds is kind of freaking hilarious. Now, somehow I managed to get back onto the dick train, so let's just cut it off. I mean, not like the dicks, but just, let's just get back to the quick draw. So all in all, while hammers aren't necessarily my cup of tea, if I were to use one, this would be the one I use. It deals a nice chunk of damage, is also the fastest of the bunch, and has decent supplementary stats. On top of that, it also comes with an innate dash and V polarity, making optimizing this weapon a breeze. Its stances offer some nice wide swings, making it excellent for crowd clearing, especially with the recent buff to its damage, and its knockdown and ragdolling capabilities are great for the enemies you can't take out in one swing. So I guess what it all boils down to is, whether you like to take them on face to face, or flat on their backs, our Sparkle Hammer is ready for action. So thank you all for watching another episode of The Quick Draw. Check out my previous video on the Helicar if you're in the mood for more Grineer action, or my snapshot on Mirage, who synergizes perfectly for the new endgame Sparkle meta. Now, don't forget to do the thing that I ask you to do at the end of every one of these, and as always, stay tuned for more of the Dick Train, here at A Gay Guy Plays. Here comes a swing, and ladies and gentlemen, that one looks like it is out of here! Toss another homo run on the board for A Gay Guy Plays.